Hello and welcome to the Inspiring Inking YouTube channel and the Inspiring Inking Facebook page. I'm Amanda Fowler. It's Tuesday the 28th of February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you're watching me live or watching the replay. If you've never seen a craft and chat before, be aware there's sort of 20 minutes or so of chatting and then I get crafting. Got some new products to show you today, got all sorts of things to talk to you about. So do hang around for the chat, or if you're watching the replay, you can skip forward and just get straight to the crafting. If you are watching live, can you just give me a quick sound and light check? As always, I do worry that the technology is not my friend. One day I'll just go live and just assume that everything is working beautifully. Maybe it will. Who knows? Excuse me. That's not a good start. Especially since today is my 3 lives day. Yeah, so having a frog in my throat is not a good plan. So today I'm live here now. I am always live on a Tuesday afternoon as well at 4 o'clock with my team. And then tonight is Craft Along. And I'm very excited about Craft Along tonight. We start at 7 and you will find us here. The Inspiring Inking Crafting Corner on Facebook. If you want to come and see what Craft Along is all about, you need to join that group. There are a couple of questions. You just need to answer those questions. That's how we keep all the spam bots out. And make sure you do that before 6 o'clock UK time. So that's in 4 hours from now if you're watching live. Basically, because 6 o'clock tonight, I switch off all my notifications and clear everything down so I can just concentrate on Craft Along. So, yeah, so I don't get the notifications and things. So do come and hang out with us there. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm getting some comments in. Chris and Angela are here from Newbury, seeing and hearing me clearly. Anne is saying the sound and light is fine in Suffolk. Awesome. Scylla's here. She's saying hello to everybody. Thanks, Paul. Italy is in the house. Well, probably. I'm guessing that's where you are. Karen's here. Teresa, bonjour, Therese. And Lorraine as well, and Leslie. Grey and windy in Portsmouth, says Leslie. Yeah, grey and windy here in Fareham, not very far away from Portsmouth, to be fair. Oh, and bitterly cold. The car, I went to the post office about an hour ago. And although it was 8 degrees, the car was registered at 8 degrees. It was so cold. It was like, I need my big coat on and my hat and my gloves. Yeah, bitterly, bitterly cold. Good afternoon, Sue. Ah, Paul's with his mum. Hi, Janet. So he's not in Italy. He's in Harlow. Yorkshire Anne is here too. That's a very grand title, Anne. Yorkshire Anne. And my mum's here as well. Pauline's here. Hello, hello. Awesome. So I've got a few things to talk to you about today. And the first thing, it's kind of Amanda's public service announcements. Do you remember we had all those during the pandemic? I was talking about internet safety and health things and all sorts of stuff. Well, here is another public service announcement. As you may know, lots of people are supporting family members with dementia. And many of us are in that situation. And many of us obviously are concerned about our own health as we move forwards. Dementia is a very cruel disease, and it affects so many people in so many different ways. And they've been doing an awful lot of research. And a really interesting report came out the tail end of last week, actually, regarding dementia and hearing loss. And I'd never heard of the kind of connection with that. And I just thought it was something that I could pass on to everyone. And maybe you can pass it on to somebody else who might pass it on to somebody else to get your hearing checked. So they are still, all the scientists and researchers and stuff, they are still working on this. I've written notes so I don't get it wrong. But they're saying that there is a connection between people with mild and moderate hearing loss and those people who are having undetected hearing loss. So it's the fact that they are suffering with hearing loss and it goes undetected for some time, and the correlation between that and dementia. They're saying that wearing hearing aids sooner and more regularly. I know quite a few people with hearing aids. They don't always wear them all the time. You know who you are. But wearing your hearing aids sooner and more regularly can reduce the risk of dementia. And what they're thinking is that if you are struggling to hear, particularly like in a noisy environment or a shop or that sort of thing, if you're struggling to hear, your brain is working super hard on the hearing bit, and it's not fighting the cognitive decline that causes dementia. So who knew? Not me. But there is something really easy that we can do. We can go and have a hearing test. And even better, let me just put this up. So the RNID, which for my international friends, you might not know who they are. It's the Royal National Institute of the Deaf. Did I get that right? But you can do an online hearing check. Takes like 3 minutes. You need a set of headphones to plug into your computer. But that is really good. Or take yourself off to Boots or Specsavers or, anywhere that does a hearing test and go and get your hearing tested. So the thing that they're talking about is that hearing loss generally, for most people, as you get older, hearing loss is a gradual decline. So you don't necessarily know you've got hearing loss because you compensate for it. But if it helps, this is a check that we can do. This is something easy we can all do. So there you go. That's the end of my public service announcement for today. Millions of comments coming in. So let me just check. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. So Margaret's feeling chilly because she's just come back from 5 days in Valencia. How wonderful. I hope you had a lovely time, Margaret. Good afternoon, Maureen. Deborah is in chilly, snowy Calgary in Alberta. Yeah, there's me complaining about it being 6 degrees. It's It's not really cold, is it, Deborah, here? I bet you're in the minuses again. Lots. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Sue. I didn't know that. In the UK, you need a GP referral to get a hearing test. Otherwise, you'll have to pay. So, do the online test. But also, I did last year. Yeah, last year I went to Boots. Boots had an offer on special thing where they would do a hearing test, a small hearing test. So, but equally, however you can get it done. But as Sue said, obviously check to see if you need a GP referral. But yeah, lots of people saying that's really interesting. Thank you. I'm just really aware that I get to talk to you guys, and our health is so important, and we need to look after one another, and it's it's like talking about anything with health matters. The more we talk about something, the more commonplace it is, and the more people get checked out. And I just think it's really important that if we can take care of one another, that would be really good. Sue says she's been wearing hearing aids for years and she wears them all the time, which is amazing. And I think that's the thing. I I was mainly thinking of my dad when I was thinking about hearing aids, because he just takes them off all the time. But these are the things that we can do to help ourselves, and we all want to live a long life, don't we, and be healthy. So that's good. Oh, Paul, he says I brighten up his day. Thank you so much. And do you know what, talking to you guys brightens up my day too. Yeah, that's awesome. Jan also has been wearing hearing aids for years, and she wears them all the time too. Do you know what, guys? I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job. So there we go. Right, let me take that off. You don't, with that sort of oh, my brain has gone again. That link, if you just search for the RNID, you can just find their hearing test. Brilliant. Oh, Chris. Oh, Chris. Okay, so Chris referred herself and didn't have to pay. She watched out for one of the periodic offers. Been really pleased with the hearing aids in the last 3 years. Modern aids can deal with more hearing issues than the types available previously. So that's really good to know. And Leslie gets that Paddington Bear stare. She has 2 hearing aids, but she knows she should wear them more often. There you go. You've got a reason now to wear them more often. Good morning, Tina. Okay, right. I've got so many things to talk to you about today. It's like, okay. So I'm going to start. Let me get rid of that banner. Da, da, da. What have I done? Where has it gone? There we go. It was the wrong thing I clicked. Okay. So today is the 28th of February. If you are watching this on the replay, it will probably not be the 28th of February, in which case what I'm going to say next is not going to be of value to you. But celebration finishes at 5 to 11 tonight. That's UK time. After that, you won't be able to get the free stuff. Okay. So don't be sad. Don't miss out on your free stuff. For every £45 you spend, you can get some free goodies. And there are different goodies for a £90 spend, or you can have like multiples of the £45. There's this booklet, but there's also a PDF which I've sent out. But it's going to be one of those afternoons, isn't it? I've got to stop saying breathe. Okay. So when you place your online order, it will automatically show you what's available. Now, I know for my friends in North America, some of the celebration choices have gone. At the moment, everything is still okay in Europe. I'm not entirely sure about Oz and New Zealand, how you guys are doing with your celebration. But obviously today is the last day. Now, last week, I talked about the carrots. This stamp set here. And I did say, as I often say, putting vegetables on cards kind of just, I don't know. I don't get it. And Ali, who was watching last week, and she might not be here. She said that she had an appointment. So hopefully she'll catch this on the replay. She said that she would send me some cards, and I figured out how to share them with you. So let me just add them to the stream. Now, look at this. So this is the first card that she sent me. I love the fact that I'm in the background pulling a face. I was going to chop it out, and then I thought, no, you probably laugh. It'd probably make you laugh. But isn't that such a cute card? That's really awesome. That is, that is really, really lovely. And then she sent me another one as well, which is this one. And it says, love you a bunch. And I love that. Now, I love this as well. The shading on these carrots is really cool. And look, they're heritage carrots as well. Yeah, because carrots. Okay, so the gardeners amongst you. I think carrots started out white. I don't know. I seem to remember. And wasn't it some Dutch growers that made them orange? I don't know. There's a bit of stuff we can investigate. I'm going to put it on my list for next week. I don't know. I've got this weird thing about carrots, colored carrots. I'm writing it down. I will report back next week, unless somebody already knows, in which case put it in the comments and let me know. So thank you, Ali, for sharing those with us. Now I've figured out how to do that. Send me your cards so I can share them with other people. You can email me pictures. So let me give you my email address, amanda@inspiringinking.com. Email me them, and I can now put them on a PDF and share them. So that's really cool. So please do that. That would be amazing. Okay. Right. I've got to check my list. So celebration is finishing. Now, tomorrow, Stampin Up is making an announcement to demonstrators at 8 p.m. We believe it's got something to do with new colours. Oh, we don't know what they're going to say. we don't know if when they tell us what they're going to tell us, or whether or not we can tell you. And that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But sometimes Stampin' Up announces things to the demonstrators before it announces them publicly. So I'm going to tell you what I think they're going to say before Stampin' Up tell me I'm not allowed to say it. So I'm not breaking any rules currently. Yes? So I have been talking for months that I think we're going to get a colour refresh. And for those of you that have been with me a while, you will know that every 4 or 5 years, Stampin' Up, look at all the colours. Let me just get the colours up, actually, to show you. Stampin' Up, look at all the colours and switch around colours. And basically what they do is they look at the colours that are selling, the colours that are not selling. Excuse me. I'll drink some tea and see if that's going to get rid of this frog. Yeah, they look and see what colours are selling, what colours are not selling. They then tweak the colours and the colour families. So they may bring in new colours. They may bring in old colours that we've had before. They may move colour families around. So, for instance, when I started with Stampin' Up, Old Olive, which is currently in the Regals, was in the Brights. So, you know, they move them around. But if I just show you, so that's obviously the colours that we have right now. So there are 40 colours that are our core colours. And then we have 2 sets of 5, which are our in colours. So it could be that some old in colours come back. Who knows, basically. But I think that's what they're going to announce tomorrow. They could announce, because it's our 35th anniversary, so Stampin' Up is 35 years old, they could do something like bringing back some colours for the year for the birthday celebrations. They could do something that we are completely not expecting and that'll blow us all away, and well, we won't know. The reason that I'm telling you all of this is because obviously if they tell me tomorrow I'm not allowed to tell you, then obviously I can't talk to you about it. I'm hoping that they won't, but just in case. So I'm telling you now, so I'm not breaking any rules. Okay, because I'm a good Stampin' Up demonstrator and I do not break the rules. So the reason I'm telling you as well is if we have a colour refresh, the colours that are leaving will go out of stock. Every time we have this, I have people who contact me really sad because they can't get the cardstock that they want. They can't get the ink pad that they want. And or worse still, they can't get the re-inker. Now, when you buy an ink pad, try and have a little mantra in your brain. Amanda says, buy the re-inker and the ink pad. A re-inker is £3.75. Once you've got that, you can reuse that ink pad so many more times. And it means that you're never going to be in the middle of a project and run out of ink on your ink pad, because believe you me, that is really annoying. But if you get into the habit of buying them when you buy the ink pad, then you'll never have the stress of what potentially can happen tomorrow or when you can't get the re-inkers. So since celebration is finishing today, it would not surprise me if I see orders coming through with 10 10 re-inkers on. I had one of those about a week ago, and it came with an email. So the customer, I'm not going to say who it was, but the customer placed an order, and you know how you look at something and it was just, I don't know, 8 re-inkers. There's some cardstock and various other things, but like 8 re-inkers. And she sent me a message to say, I heard what you said the other day. I'm just letting you know I've bought my re-inkers. Yay! So yeah, I don't want you to be sad. I don't want you to be sad. So if I can share with you or what is going on, I will email you tomorrow night. If I can't, I will let you know, or when I'm allowed to let you know. And yeah, and we'll go from there. So you may well get a random email from me tomorrow night. If you are not on my mailing list, let me put this up. If you're not on my mailing list, pop over to inspiringinking.com and click the newsletter, and you'll get a series of emails, all sorts of different things, lots of information, but also obviously you'll get my updates as well. So if you've got any questions about that, let me know. Meanwhile, I'm going to go back to the comments because there are carrot comments, and it looks like I don't need to research it because everyone else has done it for me. Okay, so Donna's saying everything was available in Oz when she placed her order. Lots of love for the carrot cards. Chris is saying it was the Dutch who grew orange carrots. The originals were potentially purple. Hello, Kathy Jean. Alberta, Canada is in the house. All right. So Leslie's saying she thinks old carrots were white, yellow, or purple, and the orange came from the Dutch royal family whose colour is orange. Yes, so the Dutch and the colour orange is very interlinked. Cart and Co, don't worry, you're here now. Okay, so Paul's got some information as well. In addition to orange, carrots can also be purple, red, white, and yellow. Until the late 16th century, when Dutch growers developed the sweet, plump, orange carrot, almost all cultivated carrots were a deep black purple. Wow, thank you. Today, carrots come in a rainbow of colours: purple, red, white, yellow, and orange. Sue says, 1100 years ago. I'm sorry, I'm looking at that number going, how do I say that number? 1100 years ago, purple, then yellow varieties emerged, followed by 600 years later, so about 500 years ago, the modern orange ones were produced due to selective breeding. Yeah, so there you go. So it's the Dutch that made the orange carrots, but they were purple or yellow or white. And Sue says they all taste the same. Yeah, well, yeah. So sometimes you get the purple carrots, the heritage carrots, and we grew some a few years ago. But our ground is so stony. Yeah, our ground is not good for growing carrots, and they were all lumpy and bumpy. Impossible to peel. So we just scrubbed them because it was just like you'd been there for 3 years trying to peel these carrots. But they were tasty. Tasty. Awesome. Right. Okay, so we've sorted out the carrots. We've sorted out the hearing. I've told you about celebration. I've told you about the potential colour thing going on tomorrow. So the last thing tomorrow is we are getting new products. And it's a new thing that Stampin' Up's doing that they've never done before. And it's called online exclusives. And basically, these products are not in a catalogue. We're not going to have a printout of them. The only place you can see them is online in the online store. Now, as demonstrators, we got to pre-order some of the items, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And they're what I'm going to be making the projects with today. They are really cool. But it isn't everything. And I don't know what else is coming. So I'm as excited about it, hopefully, as you are. So I'll be up very early in the morning stalking the website to see what there is. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what there is available. But one thing I know is I know. Do I know? No, I don't know. The papers that I'm going to show you. Let me see. Are called Hello Irresistible. I'm just going to show you that sheet. I'll show you the rest of it in a minute. No, hang on. Let me show you a better sheet. You see that blue? That is this. Pretty Peacock. Now, Pretty Peacock was an in colour that left the catalogue in 2021, so 2 years ago. It is one of the colours in this new paper, along with a colour called Lost Lagoon, which is why we think there's a colour refresh and that they're bringing them back. That cardstock pack was in my cupboard. And for those of you that don't know, I get rid of everything when when things retire. I just do. But that is one of my favorite colors. It's a beautiful teal peacock shade. And I've actually got 3 packs of cardstock in my cupboard and the pen that goes with it as well. Not the ink pad. So I am just hoping and hoping and hoping that it's going to come back. And I'm going to be able to get some tomorrow. That will be very exciting, but we will see. So I've got new products to show you, but then there will be loads more new products. So that is good. Okay, Lorraine is off. She's got to go and get the grandchildren from school. See you tonight. And Tina's agreeing. She loves the colour. And Chris also loves Pretty Peacock, and she's down to the last few sheets. Exactly. So we need to keep our fingers and toes crossed about Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I'm going to switch the camera around. Settings. Let's move. Ooh! No. One of my cameras has just fallen off. Hang on. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Just bear with me a second while I try and figure this out. There we go. Right, okay. Huzzah. Right. So this paper is called Hello Irresistible, 6x6, and the colours are Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Sea Foam. Now, it's designed to look like Emboss Resist, and if you don't know what that is, and you want to know what it is, I put a yes please in the comments, and what I'll do is I will teach you how to do that in another craft and chat. So let me just show you these beautiful papers. They've got lots of colour wash on them. And splats. That's really beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know, you can just see that. Splats. Really pretty colours. Love these spots. So we've actually got a die that does this as well, which is really cool. That one, and then this one, which is really lovely. Okay, so to go with the papers, there is a stamp set. And to go with the dies, no, to go with the stamps are dies. So what I'm going to just show you, you get them out, is these dies. So we've got 5 dies that cut out the stamped images. And then they also cut out the papers and the leaves. Yeah. So they cut out the flowers on the papers and also the leaves, even those little teeny weeny ones there and those ones there as well. Oh, hang on, let me bring that up to the camera because it's, you can see. So if you don't like fussy cutting, those dies work really well. So there's those 5, but then there are these dies. And I know it's always hard to see kind of, what do they do? What do they do? So I made you a cheat sheet. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. And then you've got this wreath. And this is a 3 3/4 inch square. Now we don't have a die, a circle die big enough to cut that out. You may have one in your stash, but I have a plan. So I'll come back to that later. And then you've got these 3 detailed leaves. And then these 3 smaller sort of open leaves. But obviously this is the little bit that comes out of here. And that would make a nice leaf as well. So that's what they are. And of course they're available as a bundle. So that's really cool. So that's the dies. Then I don't know. I don't know. My little heart was pounding when I saw these. I love embossing folders. And those of you that have got craft along, you've actually got a piece that is embossed with this one. So this is a set of 3 3D embossing folders. And this is what it does. Spots. That's the embossed side, but it's also really cool on the debossed side. And for those of you that have got golfers in the family, if you cut a circle out, that would make a really cool golf ball. So that's that one. You've then got this one, which is like a star tile or a flower. Really beautiful. That's that one. And then this is the one that you've got in your kit for tonight. And I really don't know how to describe it. It's kind of a linen effect. I'm saying you've got it in your kit. I think you have. I don't know now. Maybe I'm getting confused with a different class. Maybe you can tell me if it's in your kit. So yeah, so it's got bumpy. It's kind of a linen-y effect, but it's really cool. So there you go. So that's those. We've then got a really classic alphabet. And for my international friends, we've got all the little accents there, and the A and E, and the E and O and E, and numbers. These are a really nice size. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah, it is in the craft-along kit. That's good. Sometimes I pack these kits so far in advance, sometimes I forget what's in them. And it's a surprise for me as I open them. So these are photopolymer, so they're great for putting names and things on stuff. And then the last thing that I pre-ordered are these, and they're called loose frosted dots. Now, there's 360 of them. That's a lot of little dots, but they do not have adhesive on them. So you have to use either your Tombow glue or a glue dot. And can you see they're really reflective? They've got mirrored backing. So that's kind of how the color shows. But look at that. That's just so beautiful. The pretty peacock. One of my team said maybe they would work well as a shaker card, and I don't know. I think they will do, but the bigger ones are quite deep. They're quite. It's not like a sequin. Oh, I don't know that you'll be able to see. Let me choose a different color other than pink that'll look different. I don't know. Yeah, but they're quite 3D, so I don't know whether they would work in a shaker card, but you could try. So there you go. So amazing stuff. Okay. So I am going to make some cards using these and give you a few hints and tips along the way. Let me just figure out. So I've shown you that already. I'm using party puffins because I need the happy birthday. Ooh. And so here is my pretty peacock pen, so I can actually ink up my happy birthday. Hi, Sharon. West Texas is in the house, and Texas is in the house. Stella's here as well. Thanks, Jan, for saying that the papers are lovely. They absolutely are. Okay, so right. Where are my dots? So take your pick tool. Take your pick tool has a putty end. That is really cool for picking up one frosted dot at a time. If you pick it up and then peel back your tape that covers your glue dots, and then you pop it on top like that, you've got a glue dot that's already attached to your frosted dot, and I've just left them on there. So what you can actually do is get loads done and then just lift it up. Okay, so for this first card, where's the papers gone? I just took the colors from the card. So this is soft from the paper. So this is soft sea foam and pretty peacock. And I just took this paper. And this layer is 3 3/4 by 5.5. So the next layer down is 3.5 by 5.25. And what that actually did, once I cut it, I ended up with a little strip. So 3/4 of an inch strip. And if you flip it over, it leaves you with a really nice pattern. So all I'm going to do for this first card is ink up my stamp and stamp my happy birthday. And I'm just going to use my patterned paper. Now, you can use any of your Stampin' Right markers to ink up a stamp if you don't have an ink pad. Use the brush tip, which is the wider tip, and just kind of brush it on its side. And then you can stamp. Ta-da! And then I'm just going to use that again. So I can just stamp this leaf. Down there in the corner for the inside. And that is the card done. It is so quick. But it's so easy when you have patterned paper like this. And the fact that the reverse just works so beautifully. It's just so easy. So let's just put that down. Now, obviously, when I was designing these cards, I was drawn to the pretty peacock. But I have got a different colorway just to show you as well, because I do sometimes get just drawn to the blue. And actually, I must say, in case on camera my hands are looking blue, it's because I got some of my re-inker on me earlier and I look like a Smurf. Oh, please excuse me. I've just got to go. The UPS man is here. I'll be back in a second. Oh, have a look at the other card while I'm gone. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Bye. I forgot he was coming. Oh, hooray! Okay, so there you go. So there's just one of the other papers. This is the other colorway. So this is Flirty Flamingo Daffodil. And again, I've stamped on the offcut and layered it on a different offcut. Hi, Barbara. She's saying it's a beautiful day in Tavistock. Barbara, did the catalogue for your friend arrive? Thank you, Donna. Right, let's clean that off. Okay, so really simple cards, just using the lovely patterned paper. Okay. Oh, it's 10 to 3. I need to get a wriggle on. Right. So next up, a slightly more involved card. Not hugely more involved, but just a little bit more. So again, I've used a beautiful paper, and that's on soft sea foam, and it's on a peacock layer. So I'm just going to stick those layers down first. There we go. Okay. And then, so this time I am going to trim that down. Okay. I need to trim that down completely. Uh-oh. Oh. It's okay. My trimmer was hidden. 3.5. So let's go 3.5. No. There we go. Right. I'm just trimming this down. So that piece is 3 inches, and that's 2 3/4 inches. So I'm going to stamp the happy birthday again with my marker. And again, I'm just going to flip it over. So this is the leaf side, but that's got spots. So I'll just do that. Da, da, da. The awesome thing about using your markers like this on the stamp is you can get ombre effects and all sorts. So I think I probably need to do a refresh on that as well. What do you think? Using your stamps on your using your markers on your stamps? Let me know in the comments. So that is going to lay like that. Whoa. And then we'll use some dimensionals. Like so. So that's going to go on there. And then what I'm going to do is just show you the beautiful wreath die. And I'm not a fan of fiddly, intricate dies because, yeah, I don't, I'm just not a fan. And I was so pleased how easily this cuts. Now, obviously, you can put it like that on a card if you wanted to. But what I did was I took my scissors and I trimmed it. So let me see. So can you see there's a dot there that's joined to this main bit? You can either try and cut the dot round, or because I thought that was going to be a bit fiddly, just cut it straight like that and just snip it off. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snips, and it comes straight out. Now, in order to pop it down, let me just put this down first. In order to pop it down, you're going to need to either use some glue dots or use your Tombow glue. And I'm just going to put a little bit of a dot of glue on some of the spots. I'm not going to put it on all of them. I don't mind it lifting a little bit. It gives it like a bit more 3D effect. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to position that on the card. Give it a squish. And then I've stamped and die cut the flowers and the leaves. And I am just going to pop those on with dimensionals. And I'm just using the edges of my dimensionals. Please don't throw them away. They work really well. Like so. And a little bit on there. Ooh. I'm sticking myself together now. Right. Let's just pull that up. And that is just going to pop under there like so. And there we go. So that wreath is so simple. Now, you know me. I know it's not even Easter yet, but I am thinking about Christmas cards. Yeah, don't shoot me, but I am. But look. So these dots, I'm not going to put them all on, but look. Can you see? They will fit on there as well. So I'm going to have to do a couple more. Well, if I just do one more, actually, then it's got 3. My brain will prefer that, but look. Can you see the 3-dimensional bit? It's just really cool. So I think I will probably sit and do the rest of those when I come off air. Okay. So when you see this on my blog, you'll see that it's got quite a few more dots on there. Okay, I've got one more card to show you. One more card to do. I appreciate it's 3 o'clock and I'm normally done by now, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to die cut the leaves and the flowers using the dies. So for those of you that hate fussy cutting, it's awesome. So I've got like a whole bag of components. And we've just got to decide what we're going to do, how we're going to put this together. Now I have embossed on white, but I just wanted to show you, don't think you have to always emboss cardstock. You can emboss patterned paper. And look, I've got some pink leaves and some pink stuff. So in my designing brain, this is where I was going. But I'm not sure that there's enough contrast with the patterned paper underneath. So this is what you need to help me with. So although that flower might work better because it's a bit more pink. So the other thing that I thought was putting the white one on instead. And this is die cut out of patterned paper as well, guys. So again. And then I could do the yellow. What are we thinking? What are we liking? We're liking the white background or the coloured background? And I don't think this is even going to have a sentiment on it. To be honest, I'm just going to leave it plain. So that's the white. And then that's the coloured. White, coloured, white. Tina's saying love that way. Yeah, but which way is that way? White, white, white. Teresa's surprised I can trim the circle. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go with the white. Darn. I do love that though. Isn't that cool? But yeah, let's go with the white. So I'm going to stick this down first and then trim it off. So again, with this, pop it down, and I haven't stuck or put glue on all of the dots because I'm not worried about it kind of moving a little bit. So Cher's saying the coloured background but a darker flower. Yeah, the problem is I didn't die cut any darker flowers. There is a darker flower. Let me show you in the papers. Da, da, da. That's the pale one. Yeah, so there is a darker flower, and that would have, yeah, that would be better with that. So that's probably what I'll do with that one. But I didn't have one die cut, so I couldn't use it. So we'll go with the bigger contrast for this card. Ooh. Let me just stick those down there. There we go. Love that. Just love all the shades and the tones. So shall we have 2 flowers? Yeah. Why have 1 flower when you can have 2? Pop that one down. There we go. Put that up as a 3D, and then I've got these leaves that are kind of yellowy as well. So I'm going to put both of them on, I think. Just hide that underneath. Just without squishing that offline too much. There we go. Pin that one down. And I've got more glue on my fingers than I have on anything else currently. There we go. And just a little bit there. I'll pop that under there as well. Just like, ooh, so. Just bring it in so it doesn't come off the edge of the card. Okay, so there we go. So you can see, so in in real life, not on camera. It's subtle. The colors are subtle, but it's not as washed out as it kind of looks. Let me bring in all the other cards. So we've got kind of those color tones there and those there. So this is a soft sea foam and pretty peacock, and this is petal pink, flirty flamingo, and daffodil. So really cute cards, really beautiful papers. All of this will be available tomorrow, plus loads more. So let me just let me see if I can move this back. My camera is all wonky now. I will get it sorted out before craft along tonight. So there we go. We are all done. Only 10 minutes late. But thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back here next week. Obviously, remember all the things I said to you earlier. Get your re-inkers. Place your celebration orders. And if you're not placing celebration orders, go check tomorrow. Or even go check tomorrow, as well as placing celebration orders, about all the new stuff. I am very excited to see what's going to be there, and see what other goodies I can get. So I will be shopping tomorrow as well. So make sure you leave me some stuff. But yeah, I hope that you've loved these things, and I will put the emboss resist and using markers on your stamps on my list for future craft alongs. And if you've got any other requests, anything else, if there's a fancy fold that you've seen that you'd like me to explain how to do it, if there's a technique or a product that you really want to know how to use, then let me know. Send me an email. Let me just put my email back up. Send me an email, amanda@inspiringinking.com, and I will put it on the list. All of the products that you've seen today are available on my online store. Just go to www.inspiringinking.com, and there's a shop now button. The products that I have used today will not be available until tomorrow, the 1st of March, 2023. So if you're watching this after the 1st of March, you're good to go, and hopefully they will be in stock. So take care of yourselves. I will see lots of you tonight at 7 o'clock. And for everyone else, I will see you all next week. Till then, take care. Goodbye.